Hi everybody, welcome back. Renee here with Luminess. I'm going to talk to you everything about airbrush. And what's really cool about what we're going to do today is we're going to show some demos on some paper to walk you through exactly what you can do to get prepared to try your new airbrush system. Or if you're finding that you are needing some troubleshooting tips, this is a great session for that because we're going to show you how to practice in a way that's going to really help you do amazing airbrush makeup without any effort. It's just going to take a few times of practicing. And then we're going to get into finishing this look, taking this look a little bit up a little bit more and showing you a few more tricks. So let's talk about what you get in your system. So here we go. We have our airbrush system here. We have everything that you need to get started, which is super great because it is just enough to pretty much do your whole look. So what's really cool about that is that you also get to practice and play. So super, super fun as well. Okay, so all right. Let me take this off and get started and have some fun. Okay, so here's your airbrush system. Inside here is your stylus. This inside where we have all of that extra blush that we were using our demo for. That is your foundation well. And we're going to put some blush in there because we're going to do a few demos. So this is our apricot blush. And we're going to use a piece of white paper. So this is the few steps that we are going to show you here. We want to get used to that feeling with air or water. So you can do that on your face or you can just kind of feel it out on the paper. It's really great to use like a pencil. And we're just barely pulling back on that trigger. You can watch my finger. See, it's a tiny movement. Barely pulling back on that trigger. Oops, see, this is what happens when I was talking. To create even application everywhere. So that is what we definitely recommend you doing to get started and get used to your airbrush system. Hey, Patty. Hey, Candy. Hey, Tamberly. Amber. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. All righty. Okay, so hope that helps a lot. It is a little different on paper because paper is a little bit sensitive to any kind of moisture, so it kind of ripples a little bit. But you get the point here. We are giving nice, even coverage with our system. So I figure that we can also maybe try a foundation. So let me grab our Ultra Foundation in shade 4. Guys, if you are just starting with airbrush, this is such an amazing trick because you can practice. And if you're trying with your foundation, you are going to be able to see it better. So you can try it on paper first. So I love this demo because you can actually see it. So this is the foundation. We just did blush. Oh, why don't we put the blush back on and we can show you what happens when you layer your foundation over your blush. It actually makes it less intense and it's not quite as peachy. So remember that airbrush, although it does take less time to do your makeup when you're using airbrush, don't worry about taking your time when you first get your airbrush because this is where you're going to be more successful. Do you see that? How finely it's misted on? And this is why airbrush is so beautiful on the skin because your skin peeps through so that it doesn't look like caked and sealed. So that is amazing. I love that trick. Okay, let's try some more. So when we get too close, see the difference? Or we're still opening just a little bit, but we're too close. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, Tamberly. Hey, everybody. Hey, Deborah. Or if we are far enough away, but we open up too wide, we get this. So this is why we do these few recommendations right here, over here, whoop, right there, right here, right here, those, so that you can get that nice evenness to the skin. Coming too close, way too heavy, and you can actually see it's wet. So as you pull back and barely open up that trigger, you're going to have the most even application. So this is something that is sometimes hard to see as Heather and I are demoing on our skin, especially with foundation, because it looks invisible on the skin. It doesn't look like foundation. So I love showing that demo for those who are new to doing any airbrush, because it just shows you exactly what is happening on your skin, which becomes less visible because you're using a product that's your skin tone. All right, guys, we just went over some really fun tips about airbrushing, but what's really going to be fun today, and I saw you, don't worry, I saw you over there with your questions about click and play. So the thing with click and play that I've heard or saw is that there are some concerns about how intense the pigments are. So let me just finish up you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to put my lips on. Hi, Kayla. Kayla says she's never going back to traditional makeup again. I feel like we are all in that same boat right here. I'm going to tell you why I'm doing my lips first. Is because sometimes this is a trick that I do. Look at that. I love this color. Sometimes this is a trick that I like to do for myself. Because this lets me control what I'm going to do on my eyes. So while this is on my lips, I know how much is going to be too much for my eyes and how we can do that balance there with our eyes. All right, guys, I'm going to just take you on all kinds of wild rides today, including I'm going to do my, oh, hold on, guys. I feel like I'm a little blurry. Okay, so lips first, then I'm going to do eyeliner, and then I'm going to do click and play. Yep. All right, eyeliner first, eyeliner first, lips first. I'm going to do brows. So we have airbrush brows that Renee asked about in our last session. So why not? Let's do those. And then we're going to finish up our eyeshadow with Click and Play. All right, we're going to do Brow and Root in brown. I got my handy dandy brow stencils here. All right. There we go. That looks good, right? Okay. Brow number 1. Woo. Guys, I'm awful at doing brows and being on lives because I need an extra hand. All right. Well, there that goes. All right, let me put some Brow and Root in my airbrush system. Guys, I lost my stencil. It just fell. Oh, Amber, you're the sweetest. All right, let's see. Guys, I think we come here for the self-esteem because you guys are super, super, super supportive of us. So we love that. All right, let's add this brow. Guys, I have to put my mirror down here. Hold on 1 second. I'm a little... There we go. All right. Wow. Hey, airbrush eyebrow. Holy macaroni. That looks good. I mean, if I do say so myself. But I can say so myself because that's my job. That looks amazing. All right. We're going to do the same thing. All right. Brow number 2. Ta-da! All right, so here's the cool thing, guys. We did all of this on purpose because I wanted to share with you how you can do Click and Play in a subtle way because I've heard some feedback that it's really pigmented, which is fantastic. But sometimes something that's really pigmented can feel intimidating or challenging to wear. So if you're like, what in the heck is Click and Play, Renee? I have no idea. I'm going to show you. We're going to walk through it. I like these eyebrows. All right. Candy had a learning experience today when she put on her makeup yesterday, and she got too close and had to pull back. Not really. You pulled too hard and it got everywhere or too many spots. That can happen if you open up your trigger too much. You just need a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about Click and Play. All right, so I put my liner on first for a reason. I wanted my liner to be more subtle. So I'm just going to put my primer on top. See how my primer is not moving my liner. So my liner is staying. It's going nowhere. I'm going to do that on both sides. All righty. So let's take, I'm going to use this color here. This is Desert. Oh, you got to hold me from far away, Deborah. All right, we're going to use Desert on the base. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be 2 tricks to using Click and Play if you think that the pigments are a little strong. So first, put your base on, put your primer on, and then use a neutral tone, whatever is neutral to your skin tone, underneath. Don't use a light color. Don't use a white. Don't do that. Start with a neutral skin tone color. If you are in between colors, mix them together. So this is ginger and desert. I could probably mix those two together. So I'm going to grab a little bit of ginger and add that. So as you can see, it's also making our liner more subtle and smudging that out. Now here's the key. Everyone who wants to use Click and Play but thinks that the pigments are really strong. Fluffy brush. This one is our 200. When you use a fluffy brush, you're going to have more of a wash of color. So maybe we want to use blue. No idea why. I feel like wearing blue eyeshadow and pink lipstick. I feel like Barbie. Okay. Because I am using a fluffy brush and I based it with a neutral skin tone color, my blue is softer. And my eyeliner is just very, very subtle. Versus, guys, look. That is just swiping it on my hand. Much more subtle. I'm going to focus this guy. Here we go. So those are two tricks that you can do to make your product more subtle if the colors are a little strong for you. And you can also, oh, Amber, this color is indigo. You can also do the same trick in reverse. Take the ginger or the desert or whatever color is closest to you, and you can then take it over that as well too if it's too strong. So there's a few options in your application process that can help you control the intensity of the Click and Play. Because it is strong pigment, and we did that on purpose, but sometimes it might be too strong for you for that day. So then we're going to go into coffee bean. I'm going to use a little bit of that in my natural crease, and we're going to do that for the brows. Was it Nancy or Patty that said that they're strong? Because I don't see either one of them. Are you girls here? So just adding a little bit of shape and definition there. Nancy, it was Nancy. Okay, is she here? Nancy girl, are you here? All right, so there we go. So I love the blue. I think it's really pretty, and it's hey Tamberly. Yeah, she'll catch me on the replay. Shout out to Nancy who talked about just wanting some tips for her Click and Play. There we go. All right, and then we're going to wrap it up with some mascara. We're going to use, of course, our Distraction mascara to round out the look. Yes, Deborah, it works the same on darker skin tones. You just have to choose a different neutral tone. So whatever one is closer to your skin tone. So it's not about the color itself. It's what the one that matches the best for your skin tone. Does that make sense? Whatever of the shadows is closest. There she is. Hey, Patty. So Deborah, you could use, I've seen your face, so maybe you could use peachy or saffron or even cave to give you a neutral base. All right. There we go. All right. So that is how you can soften your, look at the difference. Huge difference. Like definitely not as intense, right? Hugely different. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. We had so much fun today. We're going to see you back here tomorrow morning I'll be here tomorrow at 8, 10, and 12. Heather will be here with you for the rest of the day, 12, 2, and 4. We can't wait to see you back. Bye, guys.